It's always weird for me when a shoe that I reviewed over a decade ago is back.
I haven't rewatched the video, but is that from your time period where you'd have to yell at the camera because you didn't have a mic?
No, it's been a long journey, okay? That might have been the time frame when I had one of my first autofocus lenses.
Okay.
And I didn't have an external mic, so a lot of times people were hearing like a typewriter sound as this thing went. It's weird. I don't even know if I showed my face in this video. That was a thing back then.
So you're not in the office in this one?
No. I was in a closet.
Okay. I know when you were in the office, you had to do a yelling type thing.
That was when I did start to show my face. This definitely, I think, was before that. Good old times, man. I like reminiscing. Yo, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Nike KD3, back for the first time as a retro, which is crazy because, well, they skipped a couple of models, so I always think that's weird. I don't know if everybody's like me, but when I see that, like, it does drive me nuts. It's like, please, start at the 1 and then go. You like them jumping around?
It makes sense to me, though. They're gonna hit the ones that they're like, you know what? This one was...
I know, but it just bothers me. Like, I don't know why. Like, you gotta go in order, okay?
Was this one?
Well, the masses really loved the 4, but technically that was retroed already, even though not a grand scale retro, but there was like 1 or 2 colors. So like this one, I do think was a great shoe. Why not start at the 1? But anyways, this is the KD3 in the All-Star colorway. Again, it's a retro version of the original, which I found to be very interesting. Again, I just wish that they went in order or maybe started off with a different colorway. I'll get into why in a minute. But look at that outsole, man. This is gorgeous. Not only that, this rubber feels hella good, dude. Even though it's translucent, it feels awesome. Just trying them on, like, it was sticky as hell, like all over the floor. If you were buying these to play in them, I think that you're going to like it. I remember liking these quite a bit back in the day. But anyways, it's herringbone on the outsole, which I think is fantastic. One of my favorite things to see from this era, 2009 to 2000, maybe 10 or 11 era of Nike basketball shoes, was their outrigger placement. Always had these weird ass lines on the outside, and I remember never liking those. It was always like, man, right when I needed some traction right there, I always slid out. But as far as the tech specs go, Nike's sneakers app, I don't know who's writing the captions, but somebody needs to check your work.
Story time.
Yeah, well, no, not story time, but it just says that they have full-length Zoom Air. They don't. They never did, and they don't still. That would have been a really cool upgrade had Nike decided to maybe protro this shoe, which I think they should have, even though they may have incidentally, or that means on accident, right?
Maybe. What do they have?
Well, it's just like the original. It's a 4-foot zoom unit. So if you needed a visual, this is the 4-foot unit that is inside the 4-foot here. There's a little window there, so you can kind of see into the sole of the shoe, which I always like. But again, on the sneakers app, it's false advertising stating full-length Zoom Air, which is not true whatsoever. There is a mid-foot shank plate. It's just TPU, but it is there and it works just fine. The midsole itself was Phylon at one point, and it was a lightweight but very firm Phylon. So for me, based off of what I remember, the 4-foot of the shoe felt really good, whereas the heel of the shoe felt a little clunky. But this Phylon right here, I don't know if they did this on purpose or on accident, or if this is just the way that they make Phylon now, but this stuff feels hella comfortable. So this shoe feels way more comfortable than the original. Again, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it's just something that I noticed right off the bat as soon as I tried them on. Something really fun though, or funny, is that I found that original pair that I reviewed back in the day at Nordstrom Rack for like $39.99. These are retailing for $130 right now, which is crazy. KD's used to be the affordable shoe option. You know what I mean? What the f happened there?
He won some championships.
He did, but his shoes skyrocketed in price before that. Now, one of my favorite things about this shoe, at least the original, not this colorway, is that it was one of the last models within Nike basketball to like really use both modern materials and old school materials. So this colorway in particular uses synthetic builds all the way through it, so there's no leather on these. It even comes with a little sticker on the insole and everything that just says synthetics are used. However, the original pair in certain colorways had leather on them along with the fly wire and everything. So the pair that I had was the triple black black ones, and they had a pretty decent leather toe and leather heel, which I thought was really dope. These, again, it's all synthetic, much like the original version of this shoe. So back then they always were synthetic in this colorway, and some others as well. But yeah, just something to note is that this was one of my favorite aspects of this shoe originally, is that they did feature both modern and like what I'm used to, like old school, I guess you can call it, materials with leathers and suedes and things like that. This particular colorway, again, is part of the 2011 All-Star pack. So it has the West right here on the tongue. It's like a kind of like holographic looking. Again, this holographic material on the side panel, and also on the insole. You could even see it at the base of the laces as well. It says LA in 2011, much like his teammate's shoe that year, Kobe. It's got the same kind of laces. It says LA in 2011. This is an original pair, by the way. This is not a Protro. And the graphics on the insoles are the same, where it says West, and same thing with the holographic type of tongue and this, like, you know, material on the heel. This is pretty cool, I think. I really like this.
I like it a lot.
Now, a couple of my favorite design features on the shoe includes the tongue, where they have the, well, on this one it's hard to see, but this was a KD logo, and the hole was part of the D, and so it's a nice little pull tab and everything, a little callback to the Air Jordan 6, if you will. And I always thought that was dope. I loved the collar back right here, where it was almost like a neoprene pillow, and then the gamer callouts, I guess you could say, with the PlayStation-esque buttons right there where it says KD35. I just think it's really dope, so I really like seeing that kind of stuff, especially since the less activity that I've been doing, the more PlayStationing I've been doing. So right up my alley. One of the coolest performance features on the shoe, though, is on the internal medial side. It's got this adaptive fit strap right here. Most of you guys will remember that they actually enhanced that on the next model, where they integrated it in with an ankle strap, which I thought was super cool. But this was the first implementation of it. Basically, it's an independent little wing right there. Additional lockdown, drawing you right into the back of the heel. Again, really cool feature. Underneath that, it also says, designed and engineered to the exact specifications of Kevin Durant, which is typical Nike jargon for its signature athletes and stuff. It always does that with Kevin Durant and Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and things like that. They used to just say championship athletes, but some of them hadn't won rings yet. They had to change it up somewhere. Now, as far as the sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size. Whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would order. I'm really hoping that a lot of people that maybe either missed out on the original and wanted to try a pair, or loved the original and wanted to grab a new pair, that they're going to take these onto a basketball court. I think that that's like my thing. I love seeing old school shit, even though this isn't really old school, but I mean, it is. Like, it's so weird thinking about that.
It's old enough where some people who are picking these up might not have even have been alive when they originally dropped.
You just me up right there.
I'm just saying, these young athletes, if they want to like try out KD, who they're still watching on TV, and they're like, wait, he had this shoe, I want to try it too.
Meanwhile, the guy that's still reviewing them on YouTube has a heart attack on camera because he's so old. He's like, damn, shit hit me right in the heart, dude. That's crazy. Getting old is so fantastic. Anyways, go true to size. You should be good to go. If you were interested in grabbing a pair of these and were in my local area, which is the Sacramento and Elk Grove area, one of our local shops here, known as Phenom, is going to be carrying these. So keep an eye out on their social media, because that's where they announce like what's releasing and how they're releasing it. You need to follow them to know. But thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, have a good one.